Greetings, dear friends. It is once again the 11th hour. My name is Cujo. I believe we've met, but I don't travel alone. Um, Tonight, I'm continuing a conversation that I started 5 years ago, a conversation that started out of community and one that started out of friendship. But as time goes on, things start to carry weight. But I don't want to talk by myself. Let me introduce my next guest, and I'll introduce him like this. And this would be my friend, whom I will bring on right now. Greetings, my good man.
How's it going, Cujo?
You recognize that gentleman in the picture?
Yeah, I
Uh,
remember him.
he seems to be experiencing a little stiffness in his finger. I don't know. How are you
Yeah,
doing tonight?
I'm good.
Yeah. Um, this is my good man. Let's call him Dustin Cordish. Let's call him Misanthropic Git. Do you have a code name in the community? I don't know.
Nah, I've never found anything that really stuck.
Hmm. We'll have to work on that. How long did you serve in the army once again, my good man?
I was total of 6 years. I did non-consecutive. I did 3 years, 95 to 98. Got out, went back in 2001, few months before 9/11 happened, and finished up. And then after that, I did 2 years, 2 separate years as a civilian contractor in Iraq.
Hmm. It's good to have you, brother. Let's go ahead and introduce our next friendly face. Hey. And of course, no stranger to the community, quite possibly the community poet, They
That's
Gone.
that's true. That's true. That's me.
How you doing, brother? I'm going to
I'm
put you
doing
on the
great.
spot. I didn't want to give you this assignment beforehand, but during our conversation, can you whip us up like a 3-line poem on the way out? Something
I can
about
try.
1111. All right.
Okay. Well, I can
Um,
just yeah, I'll do something like that.
Sorry, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. TG and I go back. We're also community as well. How long did you serve, and what's going on with you, my good man?
Yeah, so I did 4 years active from 2003 into 2007. I did 4 years active, and then I did another 3 years inactive in the National Guard. There I served in Afghanistan from 2004 to 2005 and fed the best men around. So
Good man. I'm going to switch something up this year. Every 5 minutes, we're still in the first 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, we're going to salute somebody on our list. So, obviously, 1111 continuity. Continuity means something to everybody. Some people don't find it important, but we seem to have found each other because of it. So, I'm going to send out my first salute, of course, to my father, who was in the Navy. Uh, and let's hope he's doing well. Let's start with you, TG. When you hear the word continuity, what comes to mind?
well, when I think about continuity is what's always been there throughout my life. And what's always been there throughout my life has been my family and my friends. You know, through the thick and thin, through the good times and the bad times and all those kind of things like that. It's always been my family and my friends that has always put me back when I'm falling apart, that put me back together. And without that continuity, I think in everybody's life of having those like that strong support group, you're not going to make it. So that's to me, that's a continuity. That's important to me. And to me, that also that winds its way through community as well, because if you aren't who you really are, you can't keep up on those kind of continuity things, you know.
Indeed. Snow Leopard in the house.
Yep.
Always a pleasure, my man. They Gone. Who you saluting first?
I'm actually gonna salute my father too. He was in the Air Force. He was an Air Force MP and served in the Philippines and things like that. He recently passed away this year, and so he's kind of still on my mind, and especially this on this Veterans Day.
Dustin, next man up. Continuity. What does it mean?
Um, I think it generally is like a straight line through, but it's never something that can, it doesn't it doesn't reach its target without ever being changed. I think um for me continuity is kind of like a progression. And I think especially this last year I've been doing a lot of inner work in trying to I'm not really sure what I'm trying to achieve, but it is I'm obviously trying to better myself, but I feel like I'm trying to not find religion or anything, but I am looking for something akin to that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at it as.
Tis the
Maybe
season.
maybe try to find some of that peace.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
Well,
nobody has better
that's the angle.
continuity than the Catholic Church, so good luck. But beyond that, if you're talking to Cujo, the GI Joe community member, the creative that has seen a ton of slam doors and stuff like that, continuity to me is is actually kind of paramount. Like you see things that are thematic, and they mean something because they stand for something. Continuity is that, and I think that's where I start. That's where I arrived. TG's been talking a lot of family this year, and I do agree. Continuity, like Twitter's now X. That shook people. You lose continuity, you know. So every one of our lines get broken sooner or later. But I wanted to move along, and yeah, who was who were you saluting first, Dustin?
Well, I'll salute my dad also. He was an MP in the army back in the 70s.
Nice.
Hmm. We all came together, and if you're in here, it's probably for that reason, because of articulated plastic. So maybe that's the 5th-year anniversary. Um, and I often kind of ponder why something resonates. And one of those reasons in G.I. Joe is a gentleman named Larry Hama, who started writing a comic in '82, and he's still writing it now. Um, that's not seen very often. So I'll start with you, TG. Is that one of the reasons you're a fan? Does it matter?
Well, I think one of the reasons I'm a fan because it's pure Americana. I mean, Larry Hama himself was a soldier, and he had other he worked on Nom, I believe, as well, and he worked on other comics before reaching GI Joe and was really gritty and gutty with it. But was able to take that gritty guttiness and be able to translate it for us rather than he never preached down to kids in his books, but he translated the gritty and the guttiness of what it was like to serve, and that's what I love about it. You can see that, you can feel that through the comics, you feel that through the cartoon itself, and you actually feel that through the figures themselves. There's a gritty realness to it, but it's still tame enough where it's open for everybody. And
It
that's
does
what
fit in
makes
your
it beautiful.
pocket, so there's
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, I would add to that like other cultures have had totems, something that conveys ideas or
Mm.
concepts. I think they may have perfected it in Joe. Dustin, your thoughts on why you remain a GI Joe fan? Does it have to do with the folks involved or the themes?
I I've never really like even as a kid that was my go-to. There were other things that caught my interest for a short amount of time, but that was the one thing I always came back to. So I do think a lot of it is just this lasting versatility that the toys themselves have, and the brand in general seems to resonate with through its fans like us.
We're 5 seconds away from 10 minutes. So who's your second salute, my good man?
Well, that'd have to be my daughter.
Oh,
Currently on
Indeed.
vacation in the Smoky Mountains.
oh nice.
Some smoky places are some of my favorite places to be. Um, I think back at me, I will send a salute out to somebody in the Joe community, Bart. Not to mention his lovely wife. When I've run into them at conventions, nobody's warmer. You wouldn't know it. Guys in the military. I can't remember what he does, but it's not paperwork. But Bart is always the first guy that says hello in chat rooms, and I hope to encounter him in Augusta again someday. So I salute you, Bart, for being that dude, you know, relating to action figures when you've held very heavy steel, I imagine. TG, your next salute, and I'll point this question at you.
Okay.
Every year we pick a figure, it's always different. This year, continuity, why this character, and what do you see in it? Can be
Yeah.
file card, can be text,
Yeah.
sculpt.
Yeah, so I wanted to shout out for all those boys that are still in. You're not quite veterans yet, boys, but you'll get there someday. And when you do get out, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, okay? So what I picked Slipstream, and the reason why I picked Slipstream is because I've always had Slipstream. This wasn't my original one, but he was one of the first figures I had as a kid because I didn't have a lot of Joes, and I just love Slipstream. And if you read I have funny because I just read the file card right before we did this, but if you read the file card, it talks about how he has to be good at mathematics, he has to be good at computers, he has to have all those things that roll up into being a really good pilot, and all of those things are true because then it goes on and explains later in the file card how great the X-30 Conquest is, and so that's why he has to be that good to be able to fly such a machine. I thought that was a very great continuity, and also it's really interesting too, as he's probably Armenian and his parents are probably immigrants, Armenian immigrants, because he knows the language Armenian along with Greek and French. So that's
It's a
pretty
deep
interesting.
cut.
Yeah,
I would say that the one downside is that if he gets a lot of wear and tear, he does become a brown noser, and I
that's
will
true.
not elaborate on that. Dustin, who did you select and why, brother?
Well, I went with, and I can never remember. I mean, the memory is gone, but the first figure that I had was either Clutch or Short Fuse, and it may have been 2 for 1. So, yeah, I still have. These aren't my originals, but I still have at least some of the parts of those guys. I still have the original Vamp as well, which is like in horrendous condition. But I mean, one of the things that resonates with me is I pretty much do what Clutch does, his MOS. So I work on heavy equipment for a living. So
You know, I like it that you did. Let me pull up that thumbnail real quick. Of course, Dustin always does our thumbnail. I'd like to imagine that the fourth character is you, dear viewer, joining us tonight. Of course, we salute you. I went with a classic. You know, everybody loves eels, right? One of the first, and I'll draw from the card as well as the sculpt. It's one of the few characters that delivers exactly what the card promises. And I hope that what I saw in the eel back then was the intensity in the eyes. And I hope I never lose that. As somebody who turns up with gentlemen like you and stuff like that, continuity to me is not letting trends in the world dictate what I find important. And it is like you get to the 11th hour, you get to 11:11, you're not celebrating yet. It's not the end of the year. So I guess as we turn up on 15 minutes, I'm gonna go to the culture war, not to disrespect. I'm gonna salute the Joe community. I know there's lots of folks that have served in there, and of course I'm gonna be the first person to forget everybody's name. But No, there's like, stop me when your network gets bigger. We got Fun School in India. We got Fun School Ronnie. I
Yeah.
salute you, buddy. You've been turning up for years, and we see you. We appreciate you. We got the UK. We got Talking Joe. We got Ben Flying Retro. Who else turns up on the weekly? G.I. Joeberg, of course. My brothers in arms. Yeah, a lot of these folks didn't serve, but they'll be the first to stand with them. And I think that's consistent. I didn't want to chew up so much, Mike, but yeah. What about you, TG? Let's send out one more support and just give some love.
Yeah, well,
Anything
I
you
want
got.
to just kind of shout out my wife, who's always. I mean, I know it's Veterans Day, but she stood with me through all the craziness, all the good times, and the craziness, and so I have to really salute her and really know that this day is kind of for her too, because she was with me through the 4 years I was in, the 3 years I was in the Guard, and then for a lot of guys, the war doesn't end when incoming stops, there's still that aftermath that's out there, and for any guy that's out there, you need to get help. If you need to get help, it's okay. It just takes a strong person to be able to go get help and go to the VA and get the help you need. Reach out. Like I always tell you guys on my Thursday night stream, who call out if you're down in the dumps or you're having a hard time. Reach out to people, because I don't want to see my wars take another victim. So.
TG, I know it's important to you to stay in touch with the community. If we should be so lucky to end up in, say, the Army's social media account, etc., will you put this guy into your community? Put this guy to work. And I would also like to salute Miss TG. Thank you for the patience to deal not only with this gentleman, but also with just everybody who's handling stuff. I think that's it. Dustin, you got one more salute left in you, brother.
I'm gonna give the last one to my coworker Aaron, who served in the Army as well as a medic. He's our shop steward, so he still does a lot of work for us in general. And just a good guy, good friend.
We see you, Aaron, and whoever we forgot. Of course, we forgot people. We're only human. But yeah, I didn't have much left on the page. I've been looking at this date for a couple months, and yeah, folks have been handling the world, but I'm glad we took an evening to remember folks and salute folks. So if you're out there, I salute you. I salute you for visiting the channel. And look at this gentleman, Nordic Flex. We see
Oh,
you.
that's my wife.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for all the folks that joined us tonight. TG, I believe you might have a short poem for us. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna cheat, and this is actually I wrote this one this morning about 8 hours ago. In my when I get up in the morning, I usually try to write some kind of poetry. Once I was a soldier, now I'm so much older. Then I felt so much bolder. Now I must still soldier. War does not end with the rounds stop coming in. The memories still with you, though you can't make them all blue. So lift a glass, have a drink as we kick some ass.
We salute. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.